Can I just ask you to start, what is it like having the release date bumped up on you like that? Is it kind of scary? Like, I gotta pack and get ready to go?
No, it's fun. I love just spur of the moment things like this, and it's exciting to go and start promoting this film. And we only shot it like 6 months ago, so it was a pretty quick turnaround to start with. So yeah, but it is a little bit of, I haven't touched a suitcase. I'm leaving tomorrow morning for LA, so.
Have you had any crazy fan encounters? Because people are really passionate about these books.
Yeah, we're really fortunate to have such a dedicated and loving fan base. I've had a handful of people come up to me about Vampire Academy. I think especially at Toronto Film Festival, it was kind of eye-opening for me to get there, and there were just thousands of people, and a ton of them, I mean hundreds of them, had pictures of me. Like, they hadn't seen me as Mia yet, so they had pictures of me like superimposed into different hairstyles they thought Mia might have. To sign, so that was kind of crazy for me. But Comic-Con, too, was sort of the first time we were exposed to the huge fan base of the film, because we shot the movie in London, you know, in studios, in schools that were behind gates, you know, so we didn't really have access to the fan base during shooting.
And now jumping way back to the very beginning of all this, can you tell me about your audition? What did you want to do when you walked in there to make yourself stand out?
I actually had an audition on Skype with Mark Waters. I kept going to CAA, my agent's office, and trying to Skype with him, and our versions did not cooperate. So I was preparing to go to Cannes. I had a film premiering there called The Congress, and I was running around on a ton of meetings, and I would just bring my computer everywhere. I was like, maybe it's the Wi-Fi. I didn't know what it was. So we would try everywhere. In the middle of meetings, I'd be like, hold on one sec. I'm trying to get on Skype with Mark. Finally, after about like 5 tries, and 3 trips to CAA, we figured out that our versions, you know, needed to be updated. We did, and we met. And I love Mark from the get-go. He is such a professional and so there for the actors, and so just charismatic and a joy to be around. And plus, I adore Mean Girls and Freaky Friday. I mean, those are like, my sister and I and my brother, we would watch those films on repeat when they came out, and we still do. I could quote like the whole movie.
If you could take any quote from Mean Girls and give it to Mia, what would it be?
And give it to Mia, what would it be?
Regina's got some pretty nasty lines in there.
She does have, now I'm blanking. Now I cannot believe this. Oh my goodness.
I pulled this with Lucy too, and I told her that they should just run around telling everybody Gretchen Wiener style that you can't sit with us.
Oh, I love that. I love that. You can't sit with us.
It's so appropriate.
Awesome. That's so awesome.
Can you tell me about...
And those, I love the bars that she gives Regina to eat that make her fat.
The calcium bars.
Yeah.
That's how would that work though in a world of vampires? I mean, you'd be safe for something like that.
We're sort
there needs to be like a blood bag version.
Yeah, we would not be exposed to that because we just don't eat that.
Can you tell me about creating a believable villain here? Because you are nice and like short and sweet, and she just has to have this big presence that they really feel threatened by. Did you take anything from maybe a Mean Girls character to have some influence?
I think for me with Mia, it was about finding that redeeming quality in her, and not just looking at her as a vampire, but sort of shedding that layer of, you know, her supernatural being, and looking at her as a real person, and finding that innocence within her and insecurity of her social upbringing, her familial background, and her feeling that she is threatened by Alyssa Dragomir's social status. And that, I think, sort of drives her to put these walls up of mean behavior that mask that insecurity.
And we know that she's doing what she does because of the situation with Lissa's brother, but if that didn't exist, do you think she'd still be a bully? You think she'd still find another target?
You know, it's difficult to say. I think as a teenager myself, I don't think you need to be a bully, but I do understand her sort of insecure feeling that she faces when growing up, because kids, teenagers my age, are all sort of trying to find themselves, and sometimes we resort to not the best ways of doing so, but in the end we're all in this together and we're all sort of going through the same thing, and I think Mia just really needed to realize that.
And how is it getting to shed the mean girl side of her and also let her emote a little? Do you have a harder time, achieving one versus the other?
No, I think it was great. We shot the very emotional scenes the first 2 days of filming. So on one end of it, I was so frightened because I knew that it was going to be day one. This was going to set the tone for the character. But on the other end of it, I was excited because I could sort of understand her the emotional place that she came from, and use that throughout the rest of shooting as sort of background knowledge for me to have that underneath all of the other layers.
Is it hard to turn her on and off? Because, Rose and Lissa, they're just like very friendly, relaxed personalities to them, but she's either like super on in terms of being emotional or super on in terms of like hurling zingers at her enemies and just very thoughtful about it all the time. Is that hard for you to turn on and off?
No, that's my job as an actress, I think, is turning it on and off. Obviously, I did not want to be mean while I was walking around set and method act because nobody would have liked being around me. So, yeah, it was just sort of, it wasn't a choice, it was just a necessity.
Is there anything specific you had to do to get yourself in Mia mode?
I think Tom Selleck on the television show that I work on has suggested that no matter what I'm doing, I do FIMP and VIPE, which is each letter stands for something different, financial, intellectual, emotional, and you fill out these extensive sort of charts filling out, where your character's from financially, where they are intellectually, where they are emotionally, and that sort of helped me immensely in finding Mia because I could find those layers underneath of her sort of mean barrier.
Are there any details you came up with about her in that respect that you could share?
I think financially, Mia is certainly not of the wealthiest background. Her parents are sort of on the poorer side of the social hierarchy of Moroi vampires. Emotionally, obviously, like I said, Mia is mean, but she is also insecure, and that's sort of her redeeming quality. Intellectually, I think Mia is a very smart girl. She's very manipulative. She sort of obfuscates her motives, and it's difficult to do that. So I do admire her for that, even though she doesn't use it in the best way, or the nicest way, should I say.
Out of curiosity, did you ever come up with the things she liked to do in her downtime? Like when she's not making other people mad or bullying anyone? Like what is she just doing when she's relaxing in her room?
I think, well, we did some little things that aren't in the film, but we ran around making little videos, like singing. Aaron, played by Ed Hallcroft, we would run around, we had these little skits that we would do around set just to sort of get into the character and being Mia. So Mia did sing a bit. She danced a bit.
I want to see this.
Yeah, we did just some fun stuff in the Royal Rec Room that isn't for the film or in the film, but we just kind of did it
DVD
on the side
extras.
to just get into the characters.
I know this one's kind of random, but I have a severe fear of the dentist, so while I should be admiring you for your performance, I'm looking and I'm like, oh my god, she had to get a mold and do whatever to get the fangs in.
I've had braces for so long, so that would be a nightmare for me.
How was it getting fitted for that, and what's the process of having to have them put in every day?
Well, for me, I wore Invisalign for so long, so it was so easy, and I was the first person to bang, so I was kind of showing everybody how to take them in and out. But it wasn't painful at all. It was just two pieces that went here and here, sort of going into your back molars to here, and then this part was all open. So,
do you get to keep them?
I did not get to keep them.
It would have been a great Halloween costume.
It was fun to. Yeah, it would have been a good Halloween costume. It was fun to take them in and out.